Lots of reasons to celebrate with the return of spring, cookouts, prom season, Memorial Day, and with nicer weather, it has the police on the lookout for underage drinking.
Attorney Jeff Kroll joins us to talk about how adults can keep kids safe while keeping themselves out of legal hot water. And of course, we got prom season coming around. I don't condone teen drinking, and I don't condone parents who allow that inside their home, but we know it happens. So what culpability does a parent have if, for instance, they allow friends of their teen to come over and drink?
This segment should be called Do As I Say, Not As We Did. Because for the fact of the matter, a lot of us engaged in these pre-prom parties, post-prom parties, and back in the day, they said, don't have a party, we're going to get sued as parents. And that wasn't necessarily true. Now it is. In January of 2004, there was a new statute enacted that said if you as a parent or homeowner or anyone over the age of 18, brother, sister, you name it, supply alcohol to minors, and either that minor's injured or they injure someone else, you're responsible financially. And that was a change in the law because there was no social host liability. So if you had a party back in the day, and let's face it, the prom is Super Bowl for these kids. This is their big day. And you got to be nervous because, you know, if my son is having a party, Jack, and he invites his buddy Zach over, and I leave and I don't know what is going on because I'm out with the parents and we don't come home that night, there's a good shot we're not going to be responsible. But the bigger loophole is what happens with the parents that say...
Wait a minute, you're not responsible if you're not home, so then what if they get alcohol from your house, though?
That's another issue. There's a couple loopholes in the statute that I think need to be addressed. Number one, what are you doing to protect these individuals from not getting or obtaining alcohol? Let's face it, a pre-prom party at your house and you're not home, are you naive enough to think no one's going to be drinking? There's no way. I know parents, they'll just go out of town for prom. You know, once they do the pictures, they'll go out of town. Essentially what you're doing is turning a blind eye and say, go at it. But under the statute, they're not deliberately providing alcohol to the minors. And that's a loophole that needs to be addressed.
Well, there's a whole other section here. There are parents, as bad as this is, who might think, you know what, I am going to host this party because they're going to drink anyway, so let me have them in my house drinking under my supervision. And so they do that wink and the nod, and they give the kid, they let them have the beer or so. And recently there was a case in Naperville of a mom who's now been charged with serving to minors, got 8 days for that. What kind of penalties does a parent face under those circumstances?
Well, it depends on the gravity, obviously, of the situation. No longer are they getting the slap on the wrist. No longer are the laws turning their cheek and just letting them do this. They're coming down on them hard. And the big change, like I mentioned, is they're now responsible for financial damages. And that is a big change in the law. And it should act as a deterrent for most, and I don't know if it is.
What happens if a child is at prom and they bring alcohol to prom? School doesn't know about it, and then they leave the school. You as a parent, you don't know this is going on. Does the school have any responsibility? I
doubt it, but it's what did they know and when did they know it type of scenario. You know, let's face it, kids are going to be sneaking in the flasks. Kids are going to be doing things of that nature. You know, we all did that. Not we all. I'm sure there were people that did that as teenagers. But, you know, the school needs to be vigilant. It's like I keep mentioning this. These students at this age, this is their day where they don't think there's boundaries. They're living without limits. They're getting ready for their commencement, the start of a new life. They think they're adults. They want to start that day acting like adults.
I'm going to be such a not cool mom. I'm going with my kid to prom. I will be their date.
Ouch.
There's a lot of ways to deal with this. Don't think you have to go that route. Jeff, thank you for joining us. It's an important topic.
All right, thanks for coming in.